It's recorded. So you've been sat here and I thought, you know what, some time off. I've not done any videos for a little while, so I thought what I'll do is I'll take you for a wander up a little Peacock garden. So what I've done is I've just walked around here 3 times today, just to pick it up in different lights really, to give you an idea of what's going off. So the pond we originally put in about this time last year. Actually, it was probably about May, June. And that photo with Dom and Lynn's on it, looking all romantic, bless them. That was probably last September. So the whole idea was to create something a little bit different from what resources we had, and surrounding wildlife, and little bits of inspiration we found all over the place, which was quite nice. So we planted hundreds of plants, sowed thousands of seeds. This little patch here, we sowed this up in October. Very careful not to spray certain bits and pieces, like this common mullein here, and loads of self-set poppies that we harvested off here last year as well. And so the range is quite broad already. The brown bits, don't worry about brown bits, they're there for a reason. They've been sowed with some annuals a little bit later on. And there's a view from the bottom of the circle up, and then we'll have a little trip into the fairy house garden. It's like a nice little scalping's path. The inside of this tree has been seeded as well. Not too sure how successful it's going to be, but it's only going to get better. And there's one of the cherries. We've got 3 cherries here, which will eventually replace that bit of ash when that rots out. But you'll come through a bit of a birch woodland and coppice down like this little scalping's path, and it's all going to be overgrown and cottage garden feel. Push your way through some trees and then over a bridge to what will be the fairy house, and swamp, beautiful reflection in the sky. But yeah, there's the gateway, the way into the fairy house and the garden, and a little view from up here. Good pictures, good view for the ceremonial circle, let's put it that way. So in here I put a UK heritage wetland mix along with some bulrushes, and what we'll do is we'll pop back through this way, and I think the light's going to change, so we'll head back up to the top of the peacock's garden, down the front of his body. You can see just a few of the many trees we planted. We wanted to put a load of trees in basically to screen the kind of operational sheds, but also give it a nice little fringe, and somewhere to go and run, hide and play, and not only that, but a bit of shade for the cows in the other field as well at some point. So yeah, all this patch here, and the slightly longer stuff, and the paths is all wildflower. Headless lines, I've got to trim them at some point. I need the wind to die down so I can straighten things back up. We've had some horrific winds here, but daisy, that's pretty, nice pink blush. We've had some terrible winds through here in the past couple of months, so they need straightening up. I've mowed a little path into the cow petting corner. It's where they come and have a little rub up to you if you're feeling friendly. Recycled garage door, deck, nice little view on the patio again, beautiful skies. You can see swifts and swallows here, coming, feeding and drinking. And yeah, just wanted to show you, what a bit of difference sunlight makes. So where did it all start? Lynn's Dom gave us a bit of a field, and then went through some concept drawings, and inspired by Peacocks, I thought this was probably the best way to go. We started off with the pond, just because that was going to make most of the mess and give us most of the opportunity for spoils to go straight on basically the mounds that we've got here now. While I was doing the pond, we decided to take out some marshland. Obviously you can see now it's filled up with some water. It does rise and fall, and we got like a nice clean lip, so we could create like a bit of a boggy wetland on the edge. So yeah, the spoils went on to our mounds, and then we started clearing off the old field grass, field turf. Very tough. Wasn't a problem for the scarifier. A couple of 3 places, 5 in places, just where it was extra thick. Gave me a really nice seabed. Yeah, it's always pays to have a decent seabed. But as we're doing prep for this sort of thing and seeding, we're also adjusting mounds. And I did this Peacock garden quite passively, so I was working late in the evening with spare machinery and other bits of kit I had on hire that I could beg, borrow and steal, as they could say. Yeah, so, you know, you get a little bit of inspiration, got a machine at hand, and then you go off and dig a fairy house, swamp mound, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it was straight onto decent hard clay, so I wasn't really worried about if it was going to retain water or not. We didn't want it to retain it all year long, but if it does, it doesn't really matter. Currently, it's holding water quite well, and it would give us the bog that we wanted, especially by the time we've thrown some organic matter in there. So yeah, this is as we was coming through, tidying up. I was making more mess, but it had to be done. I didn't want to put the machine back in here when it was all seeded and tidy. It would have made a hell of a mess. So we took out the circle at the same time. I went on to Google to find some measurements, just to see how much wildflower seed it needed, and just by fluke, Google had been over and took some nice photos, and that's where it all started. A couple of months, well, maybe that's probably about a month old, that photo, from when we started doing the pond. So this is the view now from the main body of the Peacock, and one of the Etty's famous sunsets. It'll swoop round night and day, gives you a bit of an idea how to use it, but from the same place. If you're up early enough, you can thankfully watch the moonset. It's a pretty amazing experience to feel the world go round. So what I've done is I've just given you some photos here of last year's work on the bottom of the field. We did some improvement works to the pitch separators and dividers. It was a bit monoculture. There's quite some nice stuff in here, but we did a whole kind of strip back and overseed with some very nice stuff. So I seeded and planted bottom half of Etty's field in 2001, and right from the get-go it started producing, obviously starting spring through to summer, but it gives you a rough idea of the things that we saw here last year. Obviously this year's going to be completely different. We should have more pinks and purples this year, just down to germination of the biennials, really. Fantastic biodiversity increase, absolutely stunning to see peacock butterflies, absolutely amazing just to go and creep up on and just go wow for a little while. But yeah, I was a part of a bigger family, but the diversity, as I say, increased, and things become a bit more observable. a big part of what I do is mentoring my client first, helping them develop their own meadow, but also passing that knowledge on to guests and visitors alike. It's nice to share my experience and knowledge with other people. I do totally believe we should be talking about this sort of stuff, not as in just, pretty gimmicky stuff, but as in actual, real, tangible assistance to nature and humans' impact on that. And if we can work both together, all of a sudden the world comes a bit more of a beautiful place. So I have a residency at Ettisfield. We run workshops and tutorials in meadow building and foraging, flower crown making, where we just take out wedding parties or individuals. We kind of give them the use of our outdoor space and the horse box. This is the one that I converted for my own office space and living quarters for while I'm away. Working on site can get a bit boring sometimes, so just wanted somewhere nice to live rather than luxurious, expensive hotels. But yeah, this is my little place, and it's nice to have the doors open in the summer, being part of nature and something quite special. So if you're interested in coming down to Ettisfield to take a look at what I've done, or come and have a holiday in somewhere that's a little bit special or unique. So yeah, if you want to come and take a look, whether it's an event or you're thinking about getting a meadow built or you want to learn a bit more, whatever send me a inbox. If you're interested in the camping aspect of things, or booking the field out for events, have a chat with Linz at ettisfield.com.